we've got a really fun one for today. This is a Boros Lotus Field control deck, or mid-range, what big mana deck, whatever you want to call it. We played a lot of the Jeskai Lotus Field control decks lately, and I was just kind of thinking about our favorite card, Golos, and how it might be interesting to play it in Boros Lotus Field for two reasons. One, playing Cascading. This is the smallest thing, but playing Cascading Cataracts does give you. Oh no, it does give you another target for your Cleansing Wildfire. So it increases the consistency that Cleansing Wildfire is going to be a turn 2 ramp spell for you, which is important to have extra ramp. I think besides just your Lotus Fields, and then Golos also, of course, finds you Lotus Field, so it gives you a crazy amount of ramp, and it's gonna, like, assuming you have Bloodsun or Flagstones in play, it's gonna oftentimes allow you to untap and activate the Golos. And then it also gives you a density of creatures to ephemerate for value in this deck, where I've tried to build Boros Lotus Field in the past with Solitude, with Fury, sometimes with Wall of Omens, sometimes without, and I obviously think Ephemerate is like a huge, great way to get a lot of advantage in the like mid to late game, early game sometimes, and the issue is like there's just like not another good creature to Ephemerate. I've really like scrambled my brain. I played Seasoned Pyromancer. I haven't been too happy with Seasoned Pyromancer in these shells. But Golos is actually kind of sick to Ephemerate. It's kind of nasty. And then Golos also plays really well with the Nahiri Emrakul package, where if your plan is to just, like, in the late game, activate Golos a bunch for victory, having an Emrakul in your deck is really good. I actually hardcasted Emrakul yesterday. I posted a screenshot of it. But, again, when this deck's late game plan is just activate Golos a bunch, having an Emrakul in your deck means you are going to win the late game almost all the time. And I think that's pretty interesting. Nahiri is also, I think slightly underpowered in the format these days, but it does line up well against, like, Murktide Regent sometimes, Ledger Strider sometimes. It does have a lot of loyalty. There's less Unholy Heats now. But I think it's really hard to justify running the Emrakul main deck without the Nahiris too. And you play them on turn 3 in this deck. I didn't find them to be that bad. So, and then in post-sideboard, a lot of times I think you're going to cut the Ephemerates for Chalice of the Void, and then you can also play Chalice in 0 against Cascade decks. Have another Emrakul in the sideboard. I was playing 2 yesterday. I think I just want to play 1. But this is the deck. It was really fun yesterday. It felt pretty good. I was it was my most normal playtesting off-stream record, where I was 3-1 and then dropped because Esther came home. Yeah, but my head was really bothering me Sunday, so I ended up not streaming Sunday, so I could just let my brain adjust a little bit. Now they feel pretty adjusted. Okay, I have to mulligan that first hand. I think we're gonna keep this hand with this one. My opponent's usually playing mono green Tron, so there's a good chance I'm gonna be wildfiring my opponent. I think I'm going to be putting back either the second Lotus Field or the basic planes. I'll put back the basic planes on the draw. Eternity with the 5 months and Yale with the 4. Thank you. Okay, not mono blue Tron today, probably. Almost definitely not. Sorry, I feel like I missed some subscriptions. Let me just go through all of them. Jask with the 13 months, thank you for your resubscription. Forward Arrow with the 7. Harn with the Twitch Prime. Eternity with the 5. Yale again with the 4. Thank you guys. Alright, Dark Soul Citadel, go. Oh, this is not Shock Troopa. Okay. Is it like there's no C here? It's supposed to be a C. Oh boy, are you sure this isn't Shock? This is a Shock Troopa kind of card to play. Tooth of Gisgoria. So I'm gonna really need to find a Solitude soon, I think. Solitude plus Ephemerate, maybe. Wall of Omens this turn would be kind of nice to soak up 2 damage, and I'd be taking 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the Wall of Omens may buy me like a full turn. Although it is my white card for Solitude if I find it. I'll just draw another land. Bummer. Might have to settle this on the play for game 3 when I get to play more Prismatic Endings and Wear Tear. Although Endings, kind of mediocre against Affinity. Okay, Fury is not at all mediocre, though. I really wish I could wait to hardcast it next turn, but I think I have to go Well, let me think. Block another Frogmite. Take 6, 9. Go to 1. No, I'm gonna have to Fury this turn. And I think I'm killing both Minmites and a Frogmite and just like putting the wall in front of the other Frogmite, taking 5, and then hoping to draw something for next turn. I can hardcast any of my 5 drops next turn too, which is nice. Playing the Nahiri Emrakul package and just got listed felt really good, particularly Solitude Fury. Yeah, I've been liking it too, surprisingly. It's also like definitely I used to play a lot of like the Just Guy Nahiri deck back when like Paul Cheon was playing a ton of it, so I certainly have a soft spot for the archetype. Okay, got a lot of good top decks here. Technically surviving for 2 more turns because we can chump block the companion next turn. We draw Fury, Solitude, Golos, Nahiri. Okay, well Mirror Force makes me definitely need to draw something here. Okay, so this is not going to allow me to play any of my 5 drops now. Although now I can go Lotus Field, Valakut Awakening, and I need to find Incarnation plus an appropriate card to pitch. Which I do, and I find an Ephemerate. Let's go! Oh man, I love Lotus Field decks. They are just such a freaking treat to play. It is just like the most fun ever. Mal with the 2 months, appreciate ya. Golly. And their Urza Sagas are turned off too. Oh, that one's not. But I can Ephemerate the Fury, kill both my opponent's creatures at least. Although they're still hitting me for 1 with the Ornithopter. So yeah, it's probably better to actually kill the Ornithopter. I think the flying 0-2 matters more than the ground 2-2 with my multiple Wall of Omens. You have to, maybe continue to draw things, but we hopefully don't have to draw anything too crazy anytime soon. I've got a Solitude just for some more defense. Oh, what a turn. Would not have filed this under games. You have a chance to win. Yeah, I've played enough with the Lotus Field decks to know you can win some crazy games. I guess I just actually exile the Ornithopter. I really don't want to die to a Cranioplating, but I do want to start getting beat down to the Lifelinker. Although I guess we might have to trade Solitude for Frogmite, which would also be fine. Decided not to take the trade. Yeah, new glasses. The glasses were sorely needed. Like I don't think I even really realized how much my inability to see was affecting my day-to-day life. Okay, so against aggro decks, I've been cutting the Emrakul a lot. Like Nahiri is still going to be able to find you an Incarnation or Golos, so that's like likely going to be game winning. Although I might even trim the 4th Nahiri, 4th Wildfire. Walls actually seem pretty good. I want to keep in all the Ephemerates, maybe 4th Golos, 3rd Nahiris, 3rd Wall, 3rd Golos. Yeah, I think in this matchup I just kind of lower the curve a little bit. Yeah, they're real glasses. I've needed prescription glasses. I thought it was only for like maybe like a year. Only a year. Maybe that sounds like it is a long time. But I thought it's only like the last year my vision's been deteriorating. But now I'm like, I'm just like, seeing things that I feel like I haven't been able to see in years. Like I can read signs that I can't tell you the last time I've been able to see that far, and I just kind of thought it was normal to not be able to see that far. So my life quality has gone up a little bit last couple days. Ephemerate off the top. Okay, so yeah, definitely gonna try to save the Solitude for the Ephemerate. Probably gonna take 5. Stiffy to go to 9 months. Gonna give a chump block here. Yeah, like I think it's maybe like maybe sad to say, but I think my vision's probably like just been like non-functional for like maybe like 8 or 9 years now that I'm really thinking critically about it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to block a Minmite and combo with the Solitude. This is maybe kind of bad against a red removal spell. Now they don't have red mana up. Oh, I didn't realize I don't have my, hold on, I don't have my stops. I did reinstall Magic Online. Magic Online does this weird thing sometimes where it just won't boot, and you have to clear, the only way to fix it, as far as I know, is to clear all the app data. So it just gets a bit weird. Alright, water is still, I don't know, the hot debate, is water wet, but water is still water, and Solitude Ephemerate is still good against creature decks. People are always like, water's not wet. What water touches is wet, but water touches water. Water touches water. I think I'll draw a card here. So if I plus the Nahiri, then I don't have a white card to pitch, but I think that's fine, especially because I'm just gonna want to hard cast this next turn probably. Make Jeskai Monkey Blade great again. I played a Jeskai deck with Ragavan and Stoneforge Mystic recently, did well with it, but like it's just like Boros splashing blue, not Azuria splashing red like you want it to be. So this hand really needs to draw a Flagstones or a Blood Sun. I think I'm going to try to keep it. Definitely feels like a more borderline hand, though. Oh, I can also draw a Wildfire, actually, and Wildfire Cataracts on turn 2. So we've got like 12 draws that let us turn 4 Golos. We've got Ending, too. Thank you, Dork, as always. Thank you for hard work. Thank you, thank you. Happy to be here. Sode with the 7 months. Thank you as well. Is Charmaw just for iron? Yeah, you mean Tron? I think, again, this is another card that you can board in against, like, blue-white control and other matchups where you want to trim on your incarnations. I would say not just for Tron, no. So I really don't want to blow up my own Cascading Cataracts, because I need that to activate my Golos. Although you can activate Golos if you have 3 Lotus Fields. So I think I'm just going to do this. Would love to draw Blood Sun. Okay, Fable's not too bad here. So this at least lets me Golos next turn. Although I think I'm actually going to play Sokenzan, and then I can Golos for Flagstones, then play a Lotus Field, and then I can activate the Golos the following turn. That was a weekend tournament, not very well, but it's also like, I keep seeing all these posts online about people playing like 20-person RCQs, and it's just becoming like apparent that in my area, like they're just never gonna get that small. Like I played it, like, you know, the DreamHack was really big. DreamHack was maybe an exception, but the RCQ I played was 99 people. The ones next week, and I'm sure going to fill up. Although they're supposed to cap a little bit smaller, like 66 than 40. Not I'm going to try to play the 40-person tournament, and like that seems like a really reasonable size, to be honest. But you know, this is, you know, the Dallas Fort Worth area has always been a really big hotbed for Magic too. Then I'm like, I'm signed up for a sealed one. I'm signed up for a sealed RCQ in 2 weekends from now, and that one is like that one I think is like capped to like 100 plus people too. It's gonna be crazy. Are they making them 2Ks and hit 8 people? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And then also like the Magic Online one that, you know, was this weekend. That how big was that tournament? That was like 400 plus people, and like top 4 gets, you know, top 4 get qualifications instead of just the winner. But I guess that's actually not that bad of a ratio now that I'm thinking about it a bit more. If like the paper ones are like 100 people. Some of the stores at DFW are not really doing surprise support either. Yeah. I don't know. Like I I don't personally like mind the lower price support too much. Like the stores, you know, like someone on Twitter was talking about this, and I think it's absolutely true that like tournaments for stores are like a lot of work. They have to like schedule the staff, and they get a ton of people in there that don't buy anything. Like tournament grinders just like don't spend that much money on product and stuff. I think that is true. And so like them like just like a lot of times, I think in the past we've seen a lot of tournament organizers running tournaments at a loss, and I think that, you know, they got to make their money, you know. You need the planes for the Blood Moon. Playing the Lotus Field though, so if I draw untapped land, I could double 5-drop next turn. That's an organizer makes for sales and moves. Yeah, for sure. Like again, I'm a little out of my element speaking on tournament organizing. It's not, you know, something I'm not knowledgeable on, but I do also like, I do fully expect that for like these like types of tournaments in the past, like they've been run at a loss, you know. What deck did I play for the weekend? In the paper tournament, I played Jeskai Lotus Field. I convinced myself it was a good metagame call, and I'm not sure if I was, you know, right or wrong, but I did convince myself. Okay. I did convince myself, and I don't know. I feel okay about the choice overall. Not amazing, but I feel okay. And I just had had a non-game to start off my match, and then I had like a really frustrating game where I just like couldn't beat a turn 2 Liliana. My opponent made like 5 or 6 like really big errors, and I still lost anyways. And then I played against a Jeskai Affinity deck, and I just like was 1 life point away from stabilizing, I feel, in a okay, so they have Written 6 Besage You, so I maybe need to hold this Golos until I can play and activate in the same turn, which is maybe happening soon. Okay, they have their own Fury. So taking 6. Hopefully they don't exile my Emrakul. So 5, 3. I think I have enough. I think I have exactly enough to Golos activate before they Besage You. So hopefully we hit our Emrakul. With triple Lotus Field, I think I'd rather sack the Cataracts rather than basic planes, have an edge against Blood Moon. That's probably a good thought. Emrakul, Solitude, Ephemerate, Golos. Okay. Kind of punished for not getting a Flagstones, I guess. But they're gonna Besage You my Golos. Then I'm gonna be out of Golos's. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But I will have exactly enough to hardcast a Emrakul if I find one. Oh, sorry, I forgot to play my... should I play my land? Because I should probably hold it for Valakut Awakening, right? Because I have 15 mana. 9, 10, yeah, 15. Yeah, good to hit 3 spells. Wasn't quite able to high roll the Emrakul. Yesterday I spun Golos. My first activation was like Emrakul, Nahiri, Solitude, or something crazy like that. Okay, so it looks like they're gonna ping, kill me with Ragavan, bummer. Let's see what our top card is. Or maybe the game is telling us to not look, which means for sure the last card was a, the next card would be Emrakul. Okay, in this matchup against, like, I'm assuming Ponza, we didn't see any Blood Moons, but they've got to be playing Blood Moons. I think I'm going to be likely wanting to bring in the rest of the endings. Maybe not the 4th one, and then probably like 2 Wear Tear for Blood Moon. Nahiri also answers Blood Moon. When they besiege Golos, we could have grabbed a basic and then cast Solitude. I didn't realize we had 5 mana left after that. Okay, yeah. Then you should, Pirlo, thank you for the 11 months. I'm not sure I want to sideboard, because I feel like I like Wall of Omens, I like Cleansing Wildfire, I like every single card in my deck here. I feel like I need to keep all the 5-drops in, I need to keep the Ephemerates in. I don't know, maybe I just like try to Nahiri the Blood Moons, and I can also like get planes pretty aggressively with Flagstones and Cleansing Wildfire. That might be okay. The basic was 5. Yeah, I just don't. No, you can never cut Bloodsun. Well, maybe against the Blood Moon deck it's okay, but historically I've just like never cut the Bloodsun. On through the 23 months, appreciate you. We could probably cut the 4th ending, especially on the play. Maybe we cut the 4th Ephemerate too. They might Bloodsun the Lotus Field. Yeah, if they besiege you the Lotus Field, just, you know, it happens. Just okay. That's something I'm too worried about. Like, you know, it's just like it's usually still a 2-for-1 in your favor, and if you have Bloodsun in play, you've already gotten to tap your Lotus Field for mana. Yeah. Lotus Field has hexproof, but when you Bloodsun, it loses the hexproof. Wall of Omens pretty good against Ragavan. Happy to draw basic planes as well. Okay, I'm gonna Bloodsun this turn so that I turn off my opponent's fetches. Get a little flooded, but we do have 4 Valakut Awakenings in the deck to unflood us as soon as we find one. Okay, we'll take the value here, although I guess Written 6 plus Besiege You is pretty obnoxious. And they've drawn a burn spell for my wall. We're playing Imri, Cutest Girl. Yeah, I guess Imri is kind of confusing name because there is a card called Imri. But we are playing Emrakul, who is undeniably cute. Yeah, Bloodsun doesn't turn off channel. Only affects the cards in play. Oh, notably, I guess I still have one more mountain for Besiege You, but I'm out of plane types. Or basic types after this, so they can actually... Well, they can only kill my Sacred Foundry. Deck tech... Yeah, what was the deck tech? Oh, for Noble Rooster, thank you. Did miss that. Explorer Keenan combo. Okay, I hate Keenan combo. Like, I don't know, like, it's cool, but I have like basically never found it to be like close to competitive, to be honest. That being said, like, it is, you know, you don't always have to play the most competitive thing ever, but just in my experience, it's just not a deck that I think has a lot of legs competitively speaking, where you have a very slow combo, so your deck is going to be like particularly bad against opposing decks that are trying to race you, right? Oh, notably, if we find a Valakut Awakening, we can put 2 Sacred Foundries back in the deck, and then we're actually better against Besiege, which is funny. You Goldfish like turn 5, turn 4, maybe you have some better draws that can kill on turn 3. These are going to be more rare. And hold on, I'm trying to think what we do this turn. Ooh, definitely gonna play that. And then I can also hold up the castle channel for Fury. I'm gonna discard the Sokenzan, I'll discard a Sacred Foundry. I was thinking I wanted to put some stock into the ability to Valakut Awakening against the Besiege You, but I think I'm just gonna like not cast Bloodsun and keep my Lotus Field unbesiegeable here. And then also, like, this deck is very vulnerable to creature removal, which was always what I've disliked about it. This is also Explorer, and, you know, redeeming a deck tech for Explorer is kind of tough for me to do, because I am not intimately familiar with the differences between Explorer and Pioneer. I have been becoming a little bit more familiar lately because for Channel Fireball, for the Pioneer like deck guides I'm writing, they like for me to just kind of like suggest changes, and so I'm becoming a little bit more familiar. But for a more complicated deck like Keenan combo, I don't know that I could tell you exactly what needs to come in and out here. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, I'm looking at the list, I'm reading the list. I know I don't like the archetype. I feel like 3 Hullbreaker Horrors seems like too many to me. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not gonna play anything else into the Seiju. But maybe we could just get a refund on the channel points for the deck tech, because I you know, sometimes on deck techs like this, they're complicated in a format I don't really play. I just get stumped and need to refund. So they ideally are going to want to stop me from ultimating Nahiri. This week I covered 10k. The finals was playing red black mid-range. Yeah, I like the red black deck a lot. I've always felt like it's a little underplayed. It won CFB Vegas too, right? Yeah. Yeah, but Minguchi, I was loving your coverage of the paper tournament you were playing. It was like some of the most fun I've had just like scrolling through Twitter all weekend. It was really, really good read. You did a great job. Okay, I'm gonna Emrakul. Maybe my opponent has endurance to block or something, but I'm gonna throw an Emrakul at my opponent. Okay. Is there any Jeskai Lotus Field in the queue? Is there a deck guide for it? There are plenty of deck guides for it on Channel Fireball. I actually played it in a tournament this weekend. I didn't do very well, but I do feel like it's well positioned. But it's always been like, this deck's a high variance deck. Lotus Field's a high. All the Lotus Field decks are higher variance, and like there's chance to just run good and stomp your opponents, and there's chance to just run really bad too. I think on the draw I need to play the 4th Ending. I'm gonna cut the 4th Golos. There's also just Golos that do his top 8. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. Makes you feel a little bit more confident in the deck choice. Luris was legal at Vegas too. Yeah, I know, but I think the red black deck is still good. You get to play, Seasoned Pyromancer, Liliana now. But that is true. The deck definitely got a big nerf from the Luris ban. Mono black card first become a main deck for tournament. I want to try adding white for Ending Dam Vindicate. What do you think of it? So I guess I would wonder like what the thought process is behind wanting to add those cards. Like if you like, yeah, I guess I'm just curious like why you want those cards specifically. I'm not saying it's like particularly good, particularly bad, but like I don't think that Vindicate maybe hedges you against big mana matchups. I'm not sure what Prismatic Ending really hedges you against. In fact, I'm like currently I think at an all-time. I know I'm playing it in this deck. It's still a playable card, of course. But I think as far as like Prismatic Ending, I'm at like an all-time low on the card. I just like I think that it is like I would rather be playing like Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt in a lot of decks. There are exceptions like this one where you're like sliding into the chalices. And Prismatic Ending is still playable, but I just think it's like not lining up super well against the format at the moment. If I dropped a historic deck tech, would it be okay? Like Explorer, I like for historic, I would be even worse. Where I haven't seriously explored the format in like 2 or 3 years. There's probably like 2 years, and I just like I just don't really even know it's legal there these days. So you'd be better, finding a different streamer who does play those formats, or spending your money on something else. I don't know. Yeah, Mana Tide is legal in the format. Sounds like a good format to me, huh? Besiege'd all day, every day. Oh, I was definitely supposed to get a basic plans there. Oops. So I'm not to get Blood Mooned. No. Okay. So they are getting back Besiege'd, which is kind of obviously awkward with my Lotus Field. I think this is fine, though. Blanch it through the 14 months. We're not going to have to sack anything to our Lotus Field, potentially. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I think, exile the goblin here too. Make them use a resource to kill my Nahiri, and I've got a second Nahiri. 14 months? Have I consider? Splashing for consider. I'll consider it. Have I given any thought to Ragavan Cracked Earth deck that popped up a few months ago? So I've been working on a deck that's not exactly that. Ooh, Bloodbraid Elf, nasty. Into another Rin and 6, so best possible for me there. So I've been working, we've been talking about this a lot. And I haven't quite figured out the shell I want. But, you know, we were playing the Celestial Kirin, Ugin's Conjurate combo in a Celestia deck. I thought it was interesting to play it in a Boros deck with Boom Bust. Especially because there's a lot of overlapping synergy behind playing the indestructible artifact lands. And, obviously, the Armageddon, Ugin's Kirin Conjurate combo. So I have a few different drafts that are not done. So I've got like one with Urza Saga here, and I've got one that's like Solitude Ephemerate, Fury Ephemerate, Ranger Captain, Seasoned Pyromancer Ephemerate. And then I have one that's playing Thalia and Mana Tithe. And then I have one that's playing Stoneforge Mystic and Fervent Champion and a bunch of swords. So I need to kind of narrow down a little bit there and try to figure out which of those variants I think has potential and which ones, you know, don't. Okay. I think I'm using this mana to cast Valakut Awakening. Gotta remember to get my planes now. So I have 5, 8 mana. I think I'm just gonna be okay getting my other Lotus Field Besaged. Although I don't know if I'm going to cast this Awakening or not. Blanchard the 14 months, Buggy go the 8. Which one of these best is Why the Man Tide? Yeah, I'm not sure. I spent a long time on Sunday working on the lists. I do think that there's some potential here. I do think that there's some interesting things going on. I think I'm really interested in the overlapping synergy with Boom Bust, Kirin combo, and then Ranger Captain. I you know, like just like the Boros Stoneboy deck, I really like Ranger Captain and like your Ragavan Esper Sentinel decks, and then you have the added value of getting your Ugin's Conjurant. I do think that there's some good stuff going on here. Okay, so I think my hand is too good to cast this Awakening, which is a good place to good problem to have, right? So I'm gonna have only 6 mana here, or 7 if I play the Awakening as a land, which I guess is probably the play, so that I can go Prismatic Ending, Ridden 6, then Golos for another Lotus Field, or maybe Golos for Cascading Cataracts is best. Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah, I got new glasses. I can finally see again. I did not realize how much, how bad my vision was, how much it was affecting my health with like headaches and squinting all the time, and I feel like a brand new person. I feel like I unlocked the pay to win plan, the premium item. Ephemerate plus Asmo equals profit. Yeah, I mean the problem is like Asmo requires you to play so many like cards that don't work well with Ephemerate. I think it's kind of hard to fit in a lot of the time. Yeah, Sight plus. How's this deck do against John? I beat it yesterday in my playtesting. Does your roommate play John or something? Because I could have attacked with this Golos first, but, you know, who cares about life totals? Not me. Not this guy. Asbo and I are no longer friends. Why do? Friendship ended just with... Because it's a Modern Horizons card? because it's a Image 2 card, yeah. I saw that you declared war in Image 2 cards. Give me like 2 or 3 months and I'll switch sides. Am I out of Lotus Fields? I think I have one more. Let's start off by wildfiring this forest. Not that it probably matters very much at this point in the game. Alright, I'll attack with my Golos this time. Not that I have any illusions about life totals being relevant. Yeah, Bloodstone does stop the sacrifice trigger on Lotus Field. It's kind of the whole idea. Are we in hardcast Emrakul territory? We're probably getting pretty close if we're not there already. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I do have enough. Cool. This deck has been really fun. I have been winning a lot with it too in my playtesting. I'm not sure how good it is yet though. I don't know like what judge or FNM you're going to. That ain't how it works, son. That ain't how it works. You get to choose. Den of the Pogbear. Could maybe have Solitude Ephemerated here. I think I'll wait. I think I'm pitching Ephemerate. So this will stop my opponent from playing another creature here. The lifelinker may be pretty relevant too. What did I lose to this weekend? I lost to Jund and I lost to Jeskai Affinity playing Jeskai Lotus Field. Both matchups I usually feel very comfortable in, to be honest. And then this weekend, in the Sunday Super Qualifier, I decided to play. They pitched a Ragavan. I decided to play Grixis Shadow. I've been having a good win rate with that lately. I started off 2-0 or 3-0, and then I lost to Ponza when I was 2-0 or 3-0, and then I lost this. I can't remember what else I lost to. What the other deck was. Well, I really wish I could cast this Wildfire. I really would prefer not to sack my Cascading Cataracts either, but I think I just have to. I'll get a basic Plains in case they're playing Blood Moon. Well, yeah, this also sacking here is pretty bad against the Blood Moon. I ended up 8th in that Super Qualifier. Good job, good job. Gruul, Karn, Ponza. I think they're playing Bloodbraid Elf, not Karn. I didn't, I didn't get to see the list. Okay, another Fable. Fable's been hella popular today. We're just exiling the Fable. I don't really like it that much. Surprised you're only playing 3 basics just to play Wildfire. I mean, you're like never gonna Wildfire yourself 4 times in a game. I think it's fine. I'm not that worried about it. Maybe a plus. Maybe a plus discard Wildfire. Just make them attack. It's kind of tough though, because they... Well, I guess they can only deal 4 damage to it next turn. Yeah, we'll make them use a resource then. Okay, and then that's going to make my Golos better. Oh, no, so they can just... Oh, sorry, I thought the Fable was something this turn. Yeah, they need to, like, use a burn spell to kill Nahiri. Why do you play the coolest decks? Well, I try. Try to keep it fresh and entertaining here. Yeah, we have 4 Sacred Foundry. Do we just have 4 Sacred Foundry? Yeah, we have 4 Sacred Foundry. I'm not sure what the just is asking necessarily. Well, let me bring the desk down. We have 4 Sacred Foundries, 2 Plains, 1 Mountain. Again, I think 3 basics is plenty for Cleansing Wildfire. Maybe we'll draw 1, but even then you still have 2 basics to Wildfire yourself twice over the course of the game. And then also, like, if you've already Wildfired yourself twice, and you know you have no more basics, it's just like not that complicated to just Wildfire your opponent. I feel like I don't know if something feels weird about my setup. I don't know if it's if the height of the desk is weird, or if it's the glasses, or if like the webcam is like pointed at a weird angle. Something feels off. I don't know. They have 2 cards in their hand though. Do know that. Stomp. No, nothing else. Wall of Omens is actually kind of a great draw. Lotus Field would be the crazy draw off Blood Sun, though, because then we could go immediately cast Golos and activate it next turn. Can actually see myself on screen now. Yeah, I can actually, like, read chat without squinting, too, which is great. I can just, like, read chat. I can read street signs. Athena and Esther are now in high definition instead of forever low def. Okay, if I play this as a land, and I draw a land next turn, I play my second Wall of Omens, which is probably fine. I think I'm gonna have enough gas here. Blondie with the 14 months, appreciate you. I can read chat now, so behave. I feel like I'm just like in such a good mood too, because I can see again. It's like I just didn't realize how much it was affecting me until I actually got the glasses. Yeah, we only have one Cataracts, but we could just get 3 Lotus Fields to activate Golos. Simple enough. So yeah, if we drew a Lotus Field, we would have, just get a 3rd Lotus Field Golos, activate it. So Ephemerate would be a really good draw. Yeah, I would say exactly the words. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I have to Golos this turn. I don't think I can dope around doing anything else. Any insight on Esperfu versus Prismatron matchup you could share? That your worst matchups are the matchups that play Karn the Great Creator specific, and Prismatron is probably the worst of all of them because they've got plenty of other lock pieces. I would say just without having actually played it myself, that seems like that is probably easily the worst matchup in the whole format, and that's okay. It's okay to have like an unwinnable matchup or a matchup where you have to get really lucky to win. Ledger Shredder is probably your best card. You need Prismatic Endings to beat their lock pieces. Good luck. Open a sweet Double Masters. Yeah. The Double Masters Wall of Omens are not available to buy, unfortunately. I really want to place that for this deck. Riblock Sack versus Riblock British Pioneer. Wondering which to play this weekend. I think Sack is pretty good. There's been a list floating around that like Titty Pills is playing. I think Brittany MTG won a like the Pioneer Super Qualifier with it. It's been looking pretty good. I feel like a little bit frustrated by it because I had like a pretty similar list after Op came out, and I think I missed like the fact I need to be playing Claim to Firstborn. I had it misbuilt, but I was like kind of close. But this is like pretty similar to it. I think yeah, and then Brittany MTG also posted like a complete sideboard guide for it too. So I would definitely recommend. I'll post a link to it in the chat, but I would definitely recommend checking it out. So my opponent has 2 cards in their hands. I think I'm okay trading Golos for a burn spell and a Bone Crusher Giant so they can't keep copying the Bone Crusher. I need to keep my life total high-ish, and I don't currently have the mana to activate Golos anyways. Oh, dude, last card, Season Pyromancer. Got some cantrips in our hand. Got some good top decks. Fury would be really good here. Oh, sorry. I think I probably should have cycled this blood sub before exiling the hearse. But let's just go ahead and pass here. They do get to reflection there. Maybe I should have exiled the reflection, because now they get to reflection their Season Pyromancer. And I guess I would have maybe had that information too to exile the reflection if I had already drawn the ending. We'll just keep playing. Well, I'm gonna block. Gonna block. Getting to untap with Nahiri would be pretty crazy here. Yeah, this stays as an enchantment. Yeah. Yeah, I think I should have exiled the Reflection instead. My opponent's spending 5 mana, so they have a Fury. Yikes. Gonna kill my walls, and not the Nahiri, or Nahiri and a wall? Nahiri and a wall. And then they can copy the Fury to kill the wall. Okay. Kind of not the end of the world, but we do need to draw, like, we need to draw an incarnation of our own this turn. Okay, that's exactly what we drew. Lucky us. Green. And then I could play my Sacred Foundry and be able to play a Solitude at instant speed, but I think I want to hold the Sacred Foundry for a Valakut Awakening or Nahiri. So at 12 life. You know, I still need to top deck my way out of this, but we do have a ton of great top decks, and our top decks are, like, on average way better than our opponents do. We also have some bad top decks too. Thankfully, their Den of the Bugbears and their Fiery Islets are turned off. We can draw Fury, Nahiri, Awakening, Solitude. Here's our Nahiri. I think I just plus the Nahiri. Still got a lot of good top decks, and then if they're attacking Nahiri, it's gonna also buy me a lot of time. Although their last card is another Unholy Heat. Oh, but they don't have Delirium. Their last card is definitely Heat with that tap untap. There's like no other card it could possibly be. Okay, another Sacred Foundry. Not the best draw, but happy I blessed. The mana value of the Reflection should be 3. Reckless Impulse for Shatterskull Smashing, which can be played X equals 2. But now they just have Delirium for Heat, I see. And so they can keep attacking me. Yeah, you thought the Thoughtseize bug was bad. Wait till you hear about the Nahiri bug. Awesome, Seeker. Good luck to you. Alright, land. Definitely not how we win this game. Ugh, should never look. Thoughts on Solitude, Elder Deep Fiend? I saw that Mason was posting about it. You know, a lot of brews start off with that kind of idea. That you see that there's synergy between Elder Deep Fiend and Solitude. But I find that Solitude and Elder Deep Fiends are probably good in like kind of opposite matchups, where Deep Fiends like better against big mana, control, time walking them, where you're often not going to have a target for Solitude. And it's also like 3 cards, which is kind of a lot, and Elder Deep Fiend's going to be kind of weak a lot of the time. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not really sure, but I think that every brew starts off with this kind of idea, right? This is like a cool synergy. Then you have to explore it further. And it doesn't really seem like one, to me, that is going to be like a very competitive interaction. But it is cool, so I hope it ends up working out. Mark with the 8 months, appreciate you. Where does the art from Ephemerate come from? I think this is Neon Dynasties, like... Oh, Strixhaven Mystical Archive, okay. Would Grief be a better fit over Solitude? Well, the problem with Grief over Solitude is you're just main phasing the Elder Deep Fiend, and so you don't get to upkeep tap any of their stuff. So like being able to instant speed the Solitude is really relevant. I know Fable is slow to consider it for the brew. I would play in an Ephemerate deck. I would probably play Seasoned Pyromancer over Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Fable's, you know, not bad with our incarnations, but I will also say this, like, I think I'm generally, like, way lower on Fable and Modern than everybody else. I think it's great in specifically the creativity decks. I think it is good there. But I don't think it's like particularly good in most like fair mid-range decks. I think most fair decks have better 3-drops they can play, with maybe a few exceptions. Elder Deep Fiend, 8 months. Thank you for the resub. They considered changes Jessica Lotus Field or when it has last time. So I ended up playing it this weekend actually, and I would play the 4th Chalice in the main deck over the 3rd March. I played like 1 Typhoon in the sideboard. I'm not sure if it was good. I've been playing the 3rd Hallowed Fountain or 2nd Hallowed Fountain over 2nd Steam Vents for a little while. I don't think that change is reflected in the Stream Decker, but I have been doing it. It's a good draw. Okay, that's a good draw too. But I'll also say this with Fable, like the card is fine, but it really isn't so strong. Again, that you can just put it in any like deck and it's gonna be really powerful. Like it has to have a lot of synergy for it to be good. Where you're gonna like really want like in creativity, you get to make tokens that target with creativity. You get to like smooth out your draws. You get to copy Archon. It's perfect there. And maybe there's some other shells that it ends up like shining particularly bright in. And maybe not. I tried to get back into MTGO. I keep running out of time playing casual Sealed League. Any tips on how to play faster? Doesn't help that I have to continually read a lot of the cards. So this is an issue that like any player has getting into any format, playing slowly and learning the cards. It will get better with time. But the biggest thing that you can do to play faster in any format is always going to be thinking what your plan is while your opponent is thinking. Trying to figure out what you'll do on your next turn, or maybe what you'll do if your opponent does something in particular. That is always my biggest tip for players wanting to play faster, is think while your opponent's thinking. And then maybe easier said than done, but I believe that you'll be able to get there. It just takes time. Or the Wall of Omens just here to block Ragavans. They also give you a density of creatures for Ephemerate. They give you something to do to slow the game down early. I think they're pretty good here. Alright, 8 life. Thankfully opponents, Myers and Din are turned off. Bloodsun is like so crazy good. We are dead to 2 copies of Lightning Bolt though, which would be a pretty sad way to end this this game. Maybe I should have minused on Seasoned Pyromancer. I just didn't think 8 points of burn was that likely. Alright, 2 and 1, sad. Deck's feeling pretty good though. This hand's good. And keep. I wish Nahiri is playable. Yeah, I think that it is a powerful card, but it like is. It's weird to want to play a 4-mana Planeswalker in a deck with a bunch of like equipment and warriors. Getting like your numbers right is really weird, and having okay. Well, maybe we'll run out of basics this game. I do like the new Nahiri a lot. I like that card a lot. All right, consider Watery Grave. Maybe we need more removal like Heat Bolt. I don't think that that's really the case. Like, we have the full 8 red and white incarnations, and we've got Prismatic Ending, and we have Nahiri. I feel like that's plenty of removal. Uh-oh. Fuck. So we're playing against Twiddlestorm. Just have to Wildfire myself. Oh, this is like the worst matchup possible. No, this is the worst matchup possible because my Bloodsun turns on their Lotus Fields. Why Wildfire over some removal? It ramps you in a ramp deck. Man, this is just worst possible. It's rough. We do have a lot of Chalices post-board. Chalice is really good against them. We do have Rest in Peace. I can't Bloodsun and Prismatic Ending the Talisman. Bloodsun into Wildfire. Oh yeah, but there's a good chance they kill me on one turn. That's true. That's true. If they play Lotus Field, I can kill it. That's a really good point. Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. I think I'm going to ending their Wishclaw Talisman this turn. Definitely kind of like a slower, more conservative play. Then I'm going to play my Valakut Awakening, and then I don't want to Bloodsun first, but that is true. If they just like play their Lotus Field, then we can kill it with Wildfire. That's a great point. Yeah, I don't know how many basics my opponent's playing. Like they could be good to just like Wildfire my opponent to take a peek. I bet they have 2 islands would be my guess. Maybe 3. Okay, so they have 4 cards in hand. They have their Lotus Field. They're immediately twiddling, which probably means we're dead and not going to be able to do our thing. They do have to... Oh, they have the Wish. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Game 2. So I'll bring in the 3 copies of Rest in Peace, the Chalices, the Boil. Emrakul is probably pretty interesting, because, like, these Solitudes and Furies are really terrible. And this almost always, I'm sure, wins the game. Yeah, no, yeah. Twiddlestorm in Modern has always kind of been a more fringe strategy, but it has. I think it is like has always been pretty underplayed. I've always liked the deck a lot. I guess I don't want all these Ephemerates really. Do I play a Charmaw? Probably. I guess worse when I'm cutting the Ephemerates. Play 1. My opponent in the past played 1 on. Okay, cool. So maybe we would have won if we had wildfired them more aggressively. Because I could have looked up, see if I find a list like you did. Let's mulligan this hand. I'm gonna go to 5. Like any hand with Chalice of the Void or Rest in Peace is gonna be better than this hand. I've heard you talk about Twiddlestorm a lot. Never seen it go off. Any chance we can watch them do the thing or explain how they win? Yeah, in that spot, the win is not too complicated. They are simply going to make like 9 mana with their Twiddle Underworld Breach, and then flashback Wish, and then they're gonna get Tome Scour, which Tome Scour plus Twiddle plus Underworld Breach allows them to make a ton of mana and go through their entire deck, and then they'll be able to cast a Thassa's Oracle. It's always a Thassa's Oracle, huh? The Missiles thing isn't Rip plus Emrakul not working well together. I mean, you could just spend 13 mana. But it's also like, Rest in Peace is so good against my opponent. If it's in play, I don't need to be like that worried overall either, right? In theory. But it's also like, I'm playing against a deck with no creatures, so I also like just need to be cutting. I don't know if there's anything here that's better. Suspending a Profane Tutor, okay. Just play Rest in Peace this turn. Oh, maybe I should have played the second Rest in Peace, although they probably don't have too many answers for it. I might want to loot it away. Why not March of Otherworldly Light in the deck list? I think that being able to kill a Ragavan on turn 1 is like usually what this deck struggles with, like really specifically. And so for that purpose, I think it's good to not play the marches and just stick to your Prismatic Ending, Solitude, Nahiri as your interaction, but you could make a case for building the deck differently, of course. A deck with no creatures until they cast Ave instead of Grape Shot. Yeah, but it's not like Solitude or Fury or any of my creature removal matters at all against that. Yeah, Chalice would have been nice here. Yeah, maybe I should have kept the Rest in Peace. I'm thinking about it a bit more. Although, yeah, if they have Echoing Truth, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Rest in Peace does turn off Flagstones. The only thing that Rest in Peace turns off in the deck. They have another Profane Tutor coming off Suspend next turn. Probably wasn't casting that Blood Sun anyways. See, we find a Chalice of the Void. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Wall of Omens looking for Chalice. I think that if we can find the Chalice, we're gonna be in good shape. Isn't Solitude great against Oracle? Solitude does nothing against Oracle. If they have no cards in their library, you Solitude it and they still win. And they're always gonna play it with no cards in their library. So we do get to throw an Emrakul at our opponent next turn, which is likely going to be good enough for a win. Rest in Peace is hard for them to win through, but maybe they tutored up Bounce Spell for Rest in Peace, and then they can win with their second Profane Tutor coming off Suspend here. If it's Echoing Truth, I won't feel bad about that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, discarding the other Rest in Peace, just not that relevant. Lord, the Twitch Prime, appreciate you. So, we'll see if they can win here, obviously. There's a good chance this Profane Tutor is finding them a copy of Lotus Field, and then they're going to have 5 cards in hand. It's a lot of cards in hand. Dream's Grip. Underworld Breach. Yeah, Breach, Tomb Scour, Twiddles will kill. Concede here. Alright, rough stuff. That matchup seems pretty bad. Although we got a plan post board. And maybe if I had Wildfired them more aggressively game 1, we could have taken it down. So, unfortunate 2-0 into 2-2. We are in the play. I think with a mulligan. The Emrakul's already kind of like a mulligan. I like this hand a little bit better. Today we'll focus on the deck. I've got a few different decks prepped at the moment, but you know, I'm also like really excited about this one, so there's a good chance we just play this today. Just see how the day goes. Okay, Blood Sun, may turn off my opponent's fetch lands. They're almost definitely playing Creativity. We have a bunch of Chalices post board. Creativity has been getting really popular lately. Hope we can find a Lotus Field. I may just like Awakening for Lotus Field next turn. I'm also not gonna just Fury the plant token. yeah, I know it's Glimpse. I finally saw a Colony Garden and realized it was Glimpse. Oh, sorry, did I say Creativity? Sorry, it is Glimpse. I keep calling Glimpse Creativity. I just for whatever reason, I think that's what the deck is called. I know it's not, but I keep making that misnomer. Okay, so we're going to Fury this next turn. I don't know if we're going to Fury Ephemerate, though, or Fury Nahiri. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Lotus Field, Golos. Golos for Lotus Field. Fury these two. I'm just gonna Ephemerate the Golos. I'm not gonna bother with the I'm not gonna bother with the Fury. Now I can activate the Golos next turn. Get the 4th Lotus Field on my upkeep. Hardcast Emrakul. That's pretty nuts. Glimpses unplayable on paper. I've seen some like Glimpse players play it okay. It's kind of hard, I know, but I think unplayable is a bit of an exaggeration. Hourglass is really good. I'm just a whole new person. Yeah, you guys ever Ephemerate a Golos before? Too bad the Lotus Field enters tapped though. All right, black, green, blue, white, red. Cleansing Wildfire, Prismatic Ending, Flagstones. So the Flagstones lets me play Nahiri. But maybe it's just better to let me Wildfire them. It's because it's probably better just Prismatic Ending the Omnath. Although I guess I should have Endinged first, because now they gain the life. Blue, black. Okay, yeah, so I can go Ending here. Oh, so I can't Ending for mana. Obviously. Okay, do I just put this in the graveyard? I don't really think it matters. Retro the 11 months, appreciate you. And then I was Pad with the 6 months, thank you as well. Do you have a spike take on Glimpse Combo? Glimpse Combo is great, I think. I think it has always been underplayed, and I also a lot of people say it's unplayable paper. I've seen people play on paper just fine. It takes practice. It's maybe annoying to play against, but I think the deck is great and just like doesn't see a lot of play because it's, you know, just kind of a headache. Yeah, Ending Golos Nanbo. Brittany _MTG Koki. Thoughts to Reanimator. If I was gonna play Reanimator, I'd play Mono Black. I think we're gonna pivot back to that deck this week too. I would play the Mono Black version. Okay, Reef, triple Cavern of Souls, Wooded Foothills, which is turned off. 2 Risen Reef triggers, Endurance trigger. Glimpse versus other Cascade decks. I like quietly think Glimpse is like the best at the moment because of the extra graveyard hate for Living End. It just always looks so good to me. It always has. Oh, Cavern. Yeah, Cavern can't name anything. It's kind of weird. Why? Yeah, why can't? Is this a bug? Should it be able to name something? Okay, pitching Fury pitch Omnath. Hopefully they can't kill my Golos. Oh, Bloodsun. Okay. Cool. Should have figured that out, huh? You don't like Grixis creativity? I do like Grixis creativity. It's not a Cascade deck though. I think that Gab's most recent list looks really, really good to me, by the way. He said he doesn't like the Living End matchup very much, which is like fair. Ugh, rough. But I feel like this list looks just like super, super clean to me. I think you have, you know, sideboard Leyline, sideboard Flusterstorm. You'll win sometimes. Is Mono Blue Affinity any good at Modern? So I think Affinity decks are actually pretty good at the moment too. Especially because like a lot of the hate that you play against Hammer Time, like Beseiju, like I've started to think that I don't think Beseiju is like even that good against Affinity. I've always really liked the Mono Blue Urza Affinity list that we were working on really hard when Neon Dynasty came out. I know that like it didn't end up becoming very popular, but I liked it a lot, and I'm planning on like I've done some playtesting with it recently off stream, like just like a couple matches, but blue. I always really like this list. It's just like a lot more consistent mana than the blue-white one. Like it's a bit more explosive too because you get to play the full 8 Springleaf drums. Hard Evidence is like cracked in half. They're doing 2 damage to a wall? Hopefully they can't cascade again. Okay, come on, Emrakul. Gotta find the Emrakul. We can hard cast it if we find it. Black, green, blue, red, white. Nahiri Fury. Okay, let's start off with the Fury. I guess Nahiri is a bit better because I just get to see a free card. Ooh, pretty good card. So let's go, I think kill Provisioner, Risen Reef, and I guess we can go, I guess we can just kill everything actually. Just kill everything. Although maybe it's best to cycle this first. Could target myself to thin my library. That's actually probably best. Another Golos. Not bad to have a backup. Do I cast the other Golos? I don't think so. When I spin again? Oh, could I spin again? Oh, it was like not even nearly on my radar that we could spin twice. Wow, sorry. Oh yeah, I did. I just like didn't even like cross my mind that we could possibly spin twice in this deck. I couldn't after the Ephemerate. Okay, I mean this obviously this wasn't like that bad of a turn. I'll keep it on my radar too. Okay, I'm gonna plus first. So if we find Emrakul, we can just cast it. Oh, cascading. That probably makes the mana tapping a bit easier. Maybe it's just like pretty simple actually. The only deck I've ever played against that can cast Golos twice or spin Golos twice in the same turn. Alright, still no Emrakul. That's okay though. They definitely seem to be a bit out of gas. Spin 3x with 3 Lotuses. You'd have to have like, you know, more mana than we have, but I guess yeah, in theory. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get my last planes. They might have a planes that like unlock. I guess they have the treasure tokens for white mana. Ooh, that's pretty good. We can also Prismatic Ending a treasure token, I guess. Yeah, I guess the Valakut Awakening makes it almost impossible for me to not be able to Emrakul next turn. Put my concede before that. I guess I could also just minus the Nahiri. I don't know why they are endurancing me. I guess they want to deny the Emrakul. Draw a Cascade spell. Or Reef. Okay. Uh-oh. Thankfully, it looks like they're just Value Glimpse, though, which we should be able to beat. Why do you build this version of the Jeskai one? The Jeskai one is very tried and true. That version is, like, certainly one that is, tested and, like, we've already kind of hammered it out as much as I think we possibly ever will be able to, or not ever, but as far as I'm able to at the moment. This version, however, has a lot of different things going for it, where we actually have a density of creatures to Ephemerate, we're a bit more playing at sorcery speed, our mana is a bit better, we have more acceleration because we're playing Cleansing Wildfire. Certainly different. Or Infinite Omnath triggers, yeah. Although one Omnath is in exile, one is in play. Why aren't people packing 4 Torpor Orbs with the meta? Torpor Orbs not good at this meta game. People think it's way better against, like, I mean, it's good against my opponent's deck specifically, but it is, like, not that good against 4-color Omnath. Zach with the 5-pack, thank you. Appreciate that. Anything you want to say? Okay. No need to respond to this. Kill Fury, 1 damage to Golos. Is it bad because of Prismatic Ending? It's your one thing is, like, you have to have it on turn 2. You have to have it on turn 2. Sometimes on the play, although maybe not always on the play. It's like a horrible top deck. It's really bad if you don't have it on exactly turn 2. It is a card that's pretty easily answerable for your opponents, or just they can just play through it. They can pitch their incarnation, start beating you down. There's just a million ways for them to beat it. Okay, so we just shuffled a bunch of cards on the bottom, so I think that I'm just gonna start off by casting an Awakening, although maybe I should have tapped differently. But I'm just gonna get 8 more looks at the Emrakul, and I think that we're almost definitely gonna hit. Somehow didn't. Somehow didn't. So I had 22 cards, I think, in my library before I think I'm just going to cycle with these Ephemerates, because I really don't want to shuffle with the Golos, if I can help it. Although I might be running out of mana. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 exactly. Easy clap. Fury, Ephemerate. I think it's best to Emrakul here. I think it's best to Emrakul. But it says, yeah, that'll do it, GG. Just cast an Emrakul. Sleet, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate ya. Really good to win game 1, too, before we get all these chalices, by the way. I'm trying to think if I want Emrakul to Promised End. Kind of into it. I think I'm gonna go down to... I guess the Ephemerates are fine, because I'm actually gonna be chalicing on 0. Probably trim 4th Nahiri. Dude, yeah, Emrakul's... Imagine hitting both Emrakuls off of Golos. Can you make money in Magic Online? Yeah, you can. If you have a good enough win rate, it's actually pretty easy. There's even like it's pretty common in Brazil to just like grind Magic Online full time, because like doing so is usually like 5 or 6 times minimum wage there. So there's a lot of Brazilian grinders. Is a Glimpse of May put into playability? I don't think it is. Did I talk about DRC not being present in recent Murktide lists? Yeah, we've kind of talked about this ad nauseum, to be honest. This game does have Bloodsun Lotus Field. The Emrakul is important to hardcast. We don't have our Chalice, though. I don't know how important it is to mulligan a Chalice. Probably not that important. They're going to have answers to it, too. Yeah, the reality is, everybody in Murktide, like, this is the current Murktide process. You come up with a draft, figure out your favorite combination of 12 to 14, combination of Murktide, Ledger Shredder, Dragon Rage's Channeler, Ragavan. You figure out your favorite combination. You 5-0 a league or make a deep run in a tournament. You think that you found the perfect 75. But the reality is there's no wrong answers, I think. There's certainly some best versions, but there's really like no wrong way to play the deck where Channeler, Shredder, Ragavan, Murktide are all phenomenal threats. You want 12 to 14 of them. I like Prince, or not Prince B, Pai Ganti's 75, where he's playing a lot of the times 3 Shredder, 3 Murktide, 4 DRC, 4 Ragavan. Although I'm somewhat inclined to perhaps cut the 4th Ragavan for the 4th Shredder. I think that might be okay. Or 4th DRC, or third Murktide, but obviously it just doesn't matter that much. I think that everybody thinks they've got the best version because they ran well with it, but they're all like super reasonable. There's not like a super wrong way to do it. Grixis Shadow or Red Black. I'm kind of waffling between the two decks myself. I'm not really sure. I played Grixis Shadow in a tournament this weekend. I felt okay about it. Okay, we need to find a Chalice soon. Gonna start off with Bloodsun Lotus Field, though. A couple cantrips. There's a Chalice. No, I think I'll Wildfire there. White Source. They probably... I don't know if they have a Plains. I don't think they got a Plains last game. Ooh, second Emrakul. Can I cast that? I have Enchantment, Sorcery in my graveyard. Next turn I have 6, 9 mana, which is too short. So spins a Glimpse for tomorrow, or of tomorrow. It's interesting. If I had drawn a... If I draw a red or white card next turn, I can evoke and then Emrakul. 6, 7, 8, 9. This deck could also run Shadow Wake Inferno. Why would you want to, though? You already have like the best like blue-white matchup ever, probably, or a very good one. I don't know, and that card is like only kind of good against blue-white anyways, because they just like can Solitude and erase the emblems a lot of times. How does Cavern interact with Bloodsun? Yeah, so if Cavern comes down before Bloodsun, it can't name a type, and if it comes down after, it can. Oh yes, please kill my wall. Please kill my wall. Yes, good, good, good. So I don't need to Solitude the Fury, because I can Emrakul attack into the Fury. Oh, if only you could Ephemerate at Emrakul. Okay. So this... Oh, they just conceded. Okay, 3-2 to our first league on the day. How did they not play around Emrakul there? Deck's feeling pretty fun, feeling pretty good. I feel like it was unlucky to run into the Lotus Field matchup, and my mono-red player opponent had 8 points of burn, which was also maybe a little unlucky, but maybe I should have minus my Nahiri. We'll run it back. I'm liking the deck a lot. It's been very fun to play too. It's been very fun to play. Let's get a league prediction too. We'll be able to...